Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to build a digital notebook come journal inside Canva. Normally we can do this in Canva manually. We can do all the hyperlinking, all the pages manually and then set it up. But I want to see if Canva Code is capable of handling such a task. So I will go into ChatGPT to get the prompt. I've given it what are the things I'm looking for and how it should look and feel, and I wanted to brainstorm before starting the prompt. So this is what ChatGPT is coming up with. It's quite detailed. It is very important because if you just type make me a planner, it will give you something that is very generic. But if you type in something like give me a cover page that is editable, a dashboard that acts as a home page, daily planner pages, weekly, monthly sections, habit trackers, note pages, this is going to make the prompt very detailed and very structured. All right, so I'm going to say that everything must be editable, because if you're planning to use this yourself, or even if you want to sell it as a digital product, every person who's going to use it is going to be different, and we all want to personalize and customize our stuff. Okay, so this is the full prompt that ChatGPT is help me create. I'm quite happy with the brainstorming session, so we can actually go ahead and ask it to create the prompt. All right, now let's see what it comes up with. All right, ChatGPT has come up with this master prompt. It's quite detailed, and that is intentional because this is basically the blueprint Canva is going to follow. All right, I am going to copy this entire thing, and now we will move into Canva and start coding. Now, while it's loading, I want to quickly talk about this feature because it's actually quite interesting. Canva Code is not just about design anymore. It's moving into the space where you can describe something, and Canva tries to turn it into a structured layout or a system or an app. And for people like us, especially if you're creating digital products, selling planners, making printables, or building resources, this can save a lot of time. Instead of starting from a blank page, you get something to work with, something you can refine, something like a prototype. But at the same time, it is important to understand that it is not something like a full stack app builder. Okay, there is no backend logic here, there is no real data storage, no complex functionality. So I like to think of it as a fast prototyping tool rather than a finished solution. All right, looks like it's almost done. Now let's see what it created. My first impression is that it looks pretty okay. The layout is clean, colors are soft, text is okay. It definitely has that calm, minimal feel we were going for. I can see a cover page, a dashboard, and different sections. So structurally, it's following the prompt quite well. Now let's test it, because this is where things usually change. I'm going to type in a few entries over here. I can click on this emoji, that is fine. I can see that there is a date over here. Now I can edit the priorities. I can type in whatever I want. Looks okay. So the text is editable. Now let me just add in a few things. Let me just speed this up a little bit. Okay, let me navigate back to home. Let's try this weekly planner. All these texts are also editable. Monthly view, okay. If I click on these dates, it's not getting me anywhere. All right, let me see nodes. Okay, I see lined, dotted, and blank. Okay, these are good. I'm going back and let's see goals. Okay, I can type in my goals. When I go ahead and click back into daily planner, I can see that it is still there. So it is storing what I input, but I don't see a clear navigation system here. There's no previous page, next page, a quick way to move around. So while it looks like a planner, it doesn't fully behave like one. And this becomes more obvious when you imagine using this daily. If you had 10 pages, 20 pages, 365 pages, you would want a smooth way to move between them. It's not like you are sitting in September and you want to look at what happened in April and you have no idea how to get there. Okay, so right now it feels more like a set of pages rather than a connected system. So overall, it's a good start. Nice design, editable, but functionality, it still needs work. So now we are back in ChatGPT, and this is where the process gets interesting, because I'm not going to ask it to create something new. I'm going to improve what we already have. So I'm telling ChatGPT the design is good, but the functionality needs improvement. I need navigation, I need previous and next buttons, better linking between pages, a more structured flow. And I'm also thinking ahead. If I wanted weekly and monthly sections to feel connected, I need some form of logical linking, even if it is simulated. So I'm feeding all of that into ChatGPT and asking it to generate a refined prompt. Because this is really how you should be using AI, not expecting it to be perfect in one go. We need to reiterate, we need to reform, we need to make it better. Okay. All right, I've got the updated prompt and back into Canva code, paste it in and generate again. Now this is version 2, and what is different here is that Canva now has more direction. It knows what to fix. So instead of just building from an idea, it's building from feedback, and usually that is where things starts getting better. Version 2 is ready, and what changed? Global in navigation, full page index system, smart linking, sequential flow, and we now have a how to use guide. This is actually a good idea to incorporate into a journal or a notebook that you're selling, digital notebook you're selling, because it will give a premium feel. It is easier for people to navigate through and see what they can do. All right, so let's go back home and see what happened to our actual planner. Did any changes take place? Okay, I'm still not able to edit my name here. Let's go in and see. Okay, we have the same planner, but now we have a button that we can choose to navigate between dates. So it says day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, now there is a week, so if I click on day 1, it will go back to day 1 planner, I guess. So after that, we check on monthly view. I think this has changed a lot. Our previous version was not like this. Now let's check goals. Okay, now we just one version. Habit tracker is still there. And the notes, I think they took away the dotted and the blank pages. Now it's just the normal lined page. Oh no, they have it, but it's like, oh, in the navigation. I think the navigation button is not really linking to anything in specific. It's just going from one page to the next, I guess. All right, so this is okay. So now let's try publishing it, because we want to give a live link that is working to a user who will download or purchase a digital product from us. So if you click on publish button, it allows you to give a site address or connect your domain. You can make it searchable via Google, or you can even password protect it. You can change the title and the favicon of it as well. Once you have set this up, you can continue to publish this, or you can actually save it as, or you can open it as a website, as a Google Doc, but that is a different option. I think that was the only one available earlier. This publish is quite new, I guess. All right, so I'm just saving it as my journal, and I'm going to click on publish. All right, let me just change this subpath. All right, now we are going to publish this. Okay, now it's preparing our website. All right, so it's now live. Now let's go ahead and visit this site. Okay, it's coming live. This is our planner. We are going to start. All right, it's all like how it was in the preview. There's nothing new over here. I'm just going to input a few data. Now I really want to check if I share the same link and if I open it in a new window, will all these data be there or not? I'm opening the same link in another window, and notice this, the entries I typed earlier are not there, they are gone. And this is where we need to be very clear. Canva does not store user data like an app. There is no database, no persistent storage, and no user state. So while it looks interactive, it does not actually function like a full application. Canva Code is not trying to replace full app builders, platforms like Lovable or Google AI workflows. Okay, the reality check is super important. It says Canva has its limitations. So these are the limitations, and we can't handle backend logic, data storage, or real app behavior in Canva. What Canva does really well is this: it helps you prototype fast, it helps you visualize ideas quickly, and it helps you build digital products without starting from scratch. You can go from idea to working draft much faster than before. We created a structured prompt, built version 1, tested it, refined it, built version 2. So if you're creating a digital planner or a notebook in Canva, you can do it manually. But if you are lost, like how you want to link it, where it should go, what it should incorporate. So this is kind of like a nice prototype to have before you start manually working on it. So it's very easy to look at this and say, oh, Canva code doesn't work. But that's not really the right way to look at it. Let me show you something. I'm back here on Canva code page and there is this section that says, see what you can do with AI. You have got an interactive pricing calculator, a historical timeline, a vocab matching game, a countdown timer, even a flashcard system. So what is happening here? These are interactive experiences, not just designs. They respond to clicks, inputs, and actions in real time. But here is the key. They react. They don't remember. So Canva Code is great at creating calculators, mini tools, learning games, and interactive layouts, but it's not built for saving user data, tracking progress, or running a full app. Once you understand that, you can start using Canva Code the right way for fast, interactive prototypes, but not full applications. If you want to see more of what Canva Code can do, I've done another experiment video on this, so make sure to check that out. I will leave a link in the description box below. And before we wrap up, I'm actually working on another video where I will take this exact prototype and turn it into a fully functional digital notebook manually inside Canva. So if you want to see how to turn this into something you can actually use or even sell, make sure to subscribe, follow along, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.